Welcome everyone to the final round of the Under 13 Nationals 2025 happening in Goa, India. On the left of your screen is a talented youngster from Kerala, Arush. While on from the black side we have Shaunak Badole from Maharashtra who plays the Scandinavian. Knight comes out to f6. Wow, Shaunak playing a very interesting opening in the last round. And guess what? He has 1 point lead over the field. He has 9 out of 10, while his opponents have 8. So actually, a draw is enough for him to become the champion. But look at Shaunak's choice. Playing the Scandinavian, and he's like, okay, I don't think I want to draw or anything. I just want to fight. Knight to c3 by Arush. Arush rated 2105, Shaunak 2086. The Under 13 Nationals is a tournament where you will see a lot of big talents of Indian chess participating and trying to do well. Queen to d6. And now bishop comes out to e2. So white playing a little bit conservatively. Wants to castle, then maybe d4. Seems like a decent way to play. Shaunak goes bishop to f5 before going pawn to e6. He wants his bishop outside the pawn chain. White castles here. And the boy goes knight to c6. Now this is interesting. He doesn't care about putting a pawn in the center with c6, c5. He brings his knight out. Piece play by black here. And d3, that does look a little passive, doesn't it? Like you could go d4 here, you could go knight b5, but d3 and h6 making a square for the bishop on h7. But not just that, Shaunak has some other attacking and aggressive ideas in his mind. Rook e1, let's see if he's able to show it to us now. Putting the rook opposite the king here. And now Shaunak goes g5. Man, this guy, and look at Arush there. He's like, man, are you serious? Do you really want to play this way? Come on. You got to be kidding me. This is not good. But Shaunak, man, he's like, okay, I can just attack. Bishop e3 played. And now bishop to g7. But he goes a6. I also like this move because you just kind of prevent the knight from jumping into b5. Well, for Arush, the big challenge is where to generate the counterplay from. I think rook b1 with the idea of b4, b5 makes sense. There's also this knight d2, knight c4 maneuver. He goes for the latter. Knight d2, nice move. And Shaunak goes bishop to g7. Getting all his pieces out. Maybe bishop pops out to f3. He goes knight to c4. And now queen d7 makes a lot of sense. So queen comes to d7. And bishop f3. I also like how Arush has managed to get all his pieces nicely lined up in the center. But Shaunak is like, I don't see any point here. I'll just castle. And I like my position. I have g4 ideas in mind. Whoa, knight a4. And he's trying to come into the c5 square. But b6. That's a brave move because you're weakening the diagonal. But he realizes taking control of c5 square was important. The knight comes back. And let's see how Shaunak continues now. e6. Very interesting. He's just planning to go rook d8 next. Maybe knight d4 could come in. Queen c1. But somehow it feels like the way in which black's pieces are. They've taken away all the key squares from white. Taking here would be a mistake because of ed5 and you have greater central control. Knight doesn't have a good square. So bishop d2 played. Now, can we jump in knight to d4 to attack the bishop on f3? Shaunak is thinking, yes, he jumps in, knight to d4. And the bishop, I mean, if you have to make a move like bd1, that's not so happy move. Queen goes to d1. And maybe rook a d8. Just coming out of the long diagonal. And Shaunak takes the bishop. Knight takes f3. Very direct play by him. Queen takes f3 played. And now knight to b4. Attacking the c2 pawn. If rook c1, you have to be very careful because of knight c2, rook c2, bd3. Wow, tactics in the air. Shaunak playing tactics. Arush being super alert. Attacking the bishop, also defending the pawn. The bishop can drop back. Oh, knight c6. What a move. If knight f5, he's happy to take ef5 and then play knight d4. Man, Shaunak is kind of playing with the imbalances here. He's so good. Knight d4. Brings the knight in. Queen to d1. Already feeling excited seeing his game. And now finds time to even put his bishop back to g6, which is the best move. h4. Arush lashes out. He's like, enough. Enough of this attack. But f5. Black is coming in with the f pawn. The f pawn attack. H g5. And you can simply take back the pawn. H takes g5 and have a very, very good position here. But Shaunak, who has 27 minutes on the clock as compared to 16 minutes for Arush, starts to think here. And he goes f4 even. Wow. Okay, you can't take on h6 because of fe3 and then ef2 is a threat. So Arush has to move his knight. He brings his knight to g4, putting pressure on the h6 pawn as well. And h5 played. Wow. Well, maybe hg5 was better, but h5 now, knight h2 with the idea of knight f3. He goes knight e5, which is much more direct. But we already know Shaunak has no inhibitions. He gives up his important bishop there. Rook takes e5. And now getting into the attack with f3. So now if g3, this is a dangerous pawn. He plays g3. Should we open up the king side? h4, let's go. What a move, what a game this is. g4, he must keep it closed. But queen f1, that seems like a bad mistake. But Shaunak goes wrong as well. He goes knight c6. Better was to take on g3 here. Because now rook e4 is a strong move. He plays rook e3. Rook e4, forcing him to take. And then queen h3, and already white is coming back in the game. But e5 played now. Good move by Shaunak. Knight to e4. And now the only move to kind of get a big advantage is queen g4, and he finds it. Queen to g4 played. And I believe for Arush, this move was not possible in his calculations because of this check. But Shaunak is like, okay, exchange sack, that's right up my alley. I'm just going to give up. Rook, oh, he drops the knight. Pays his respect to the dropped piece. Takes, pawn takes. And now h takes g3. So takes here. And an important moment now, because you can see that the f3 pawn is under attack. So if Shaunak hasn't calculated it fully, he would be in big trouble. But what's the move here? The winning move, the only winning move, king f7, beautiful move. Getting the rook to h8, there's no way to stop it. Incredible play. Look at the rook on b1, not doing anything. Queen f3 by Arush. But now rook h8, and it's a checkmate. Shaunak has played an insane game and has become the under 13 national champion.
और champion in the open section is Shaunak Badole from Maharashtra. He has scored a total of 10 points and has remained unbeaten throughout the tournament. The top one open and girls section will both represent India in the World Championship.
So I'm joined with under 13 national champion Shaunak Badole. Shaunak, how are you?
I'm fine.
Tell us something about your last round.
Yeah, so it was a tense game. Yeah, I was playing for a win, but I thought that the position was equal, so I offered him a draw, and he declined because the third team rule. And then I thought if I lose also, then I will become the champion. So I played a fighting game.
And you managed to convert it
Yeah,
into a winning game very quickly and very nicely.
yeah.
What was the turning point in the game?
I think when he played h4, I thought that I can win this game because my attack is too fast.
Yes. And tell us something like after winning the championship, how are you feeling right now? And not just the championship, you were the eighth seed and you finished at the top in a very strong field. So, how are you feeling right now?
I am feeling very happy.
Also, what were your tell us something about your preparation, your coach, and your journey?
So my coach helped me to prepare the lines, and I played that.
And were you confident when you came into the tournament? There were so many strong players. Were you confident from the round one that you can win the championship?
Yeah.
Okay. And what you would like to say to like upcoming players? Because as your mother said, you are someone who manages studies and chess both, and it's very tough part to do both things. So how do you do that?
No, only before the exam I study, and yeah, I don't study then.
Does anyhow chess help you in studies? Like
Yeah, I can recall faster.
you
and
can recall
learn.
fast. Like chess, it is correct to say if playing chess helps you to grow memory.
Yeah, yeah.
So this helps you a lot, and you manage to do really well in both. So now, what are your future plans?
So I will be playing in under 15 nationals in Ghaziabad.
And what's your long-term goal? Is it into chess or is it something
Yeah, I
related to
want to
studies?
become world champion.
You want to become world champion? Okay.
Yeah.
And who is your favorite player?
My favorite player is Tal.
Mikhail Tan.
Yeah.
Okay. Like the last game you played very attackingly. You are
Yeah.
inspired by him only.
Yeah.
You watch his games a lot.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining. And once again, congratulations and best wishes for your upcoming tournament.
Thank you.
Ma'am, how are you feeling right now?
Very happy, sir. It's my very proud moment for me, and I am very happy.
Okay. And tell us something about Shaunak, his chess journey, how it started and how it's going.
उसका बड़ा भाई है, उसने स्टार्ट किया था, फिर उसने छोड़ दिया 1-2 महीने में, फिर ये छोड़ा था तो इसने स्टार्ट कर लिया और इसको इतना इंटरेस्ट आया कि मतलब सुबह शाम वो चेस लेके ही बैठा था जब वो अंडर 7 में था। बहुत ही मतलब खुद से ही उसको बोलना नहीं पड़ता था कि कर करके वो खुद ही करता था। अभी फिर बाद में मैंने उसका थोड़ा-सा ले लिया, फिर अभी वो खुद से ही करता है। वो स्कूल भी मैनेज कर लेता है और चेस भी। वो मतलब सब बोलते हैं कि स्कूल और ये कैसे मैनेज होता है करके, क्योंकि इतना अचीवमेंट करने के लिए तो सभी बच्चे स्कूल छोड़ देते हैं, पर हमने स्कूल नहीं छोड़ा, हमने उसको दोनों भी मैनेज करने लगाया।
And and now this is like the evidence that we can manage studies and chess both, because normally a lot of players here are believe that they should only focus on chess. Managing studies and chess becomes a lot harder. But Shaunak is the live example
Yeah.
and inspiration that you can manage,
Manage
both.
both.
And this is a very competitive tournament. A lot of title players are playing here. Shaunak was the eighth seed, and after 11 rounds, he scored 10 wins.
10.
Sorry, 9 wins and 2 draws, and showed us that he is very competitive and a very strong chess player.
Yeah.
So, if we talk about his chess journey, as you mentioned, his brother used to play chess, and then he started playing chess.
Yeah.
So, when did this happen that you decided you should play tournaments and play professionally? How did this happen?
मतलब उसका इंटरेस्ट देख के ही हमें ऐसा लगा कि उसको आगे जाना चाहिए। उसके सर्स वगैरह, हमें तो हमारा फैमिली बैकग्राउंड नहीं है चेस में, तो हमें इतना कुछ नहीं पता है चेस के बारे में। लेकिन जो उसके पहले कोच थे स्वप्निल बंसोड़ सर, तो फिर उन्होंने कहा था कि ये कर सकता है, कर लेगा। तो फिर उसने करा, अच्छे से करा। उसकी जब फर्स्ट टाइम रेटिंग आई तो सर ने बोला कि अभी उसको मेरे से भी अच्छे ज़्यादा कोच की ज़रूरत है। तो फिर उन्होंने हमें गुरप्रीत सिंह मारस का नंबर दिया, हम उनके पास गए। फिर सर ने भी उसको देखा कि ये बच्चा कर सकता है, तो सर ने भी ले लिया उसको। सर ने भी हमें बहुत सपोर्ट किया। कभी-कभी जब हमें ज़रूरत पड़ती है तो हम अभी भी स्वप्निल बंसोड़ सर के साथ बात करते हैं, फिर वो मोटिवेट कर देते हैं, तो हो जाता है मैनेज।
Okay. And now, what is his like further goals? Will he continue playing in tournaments regularly?
Yeah.
And where you are planning to play next tournament?
Next tournament, national under 15.
National under 15 he will be
Yeah.
playing. Okay. Thank you so much for joining and best wishes for upcoming tournaments to you and your son.
Thank you, sir.